Pre-stroke, I was a partner at a large law firm, working quite a bit, a lot of hours, enjoying what I was doing, but nonetheless hard to draw a line between personal and professional. I was working out a ton and spending time at home, but probably not as much as I should have or could have. I have 2 boys. My little guy, Brycey, was 1, and Garrett was 5 at the time. Garrett had just started kindergarten. Weeks before the stroke actually occurred, I started having pain in my right calf, and I didn't know what it was, so I presumed, given how much I was exercising, that it was a stress fracture, and the pain dissipated and went away in my calf. Probably a week post that, I then had pains in my abdomen area. The pains were sharp enough that they'd wake me up in the night, but then that too kind of went away. Then probably the following week, the pain was more in my left shoulder, and so again, didn't know what it was. I thought, gosh, I think I am making myself crazy. It's stress. Just don't think about it. Let it go. So then the day before the stroke, I actually had a big meeting wherein I was speaking to a number of other attorneys, all of whom knew me, all of whom I had done a lot of work with. And preparing for that meeting, I was, on my game, pretty much ready to go. And apparently I was speaking to all of them and giving a speech, and not realizing it, I guess I was slurring my words. So it was the day before. And 2 of the attorneys laughed and said, well, I never knew Cressida had a speech impediment. And the other one, as kind gentlemen as they are, said, well, let's not say anything to her. We don't want to embarrass her. And that whole day at work, I can recall, I was very agitated. I was off. I just remember people were like, you're not yourself. I closed my eyes, and then I thought, oh my God, I'm having a stroke. And it was just as clear as a bell. I knew what was going on. And I remembered where my BlackBerry was. I got it down, and I only had the right thumb really to work with, so I hit the last dial number, and thankfully it was my sister. I had talked to her the night before.
I recognized her voice right away, but I knew something was wrong. And she said, I think something's wrong. I think I'm having a stroke. And I said, yes, you are, because I could tell by her voice.
My symptoms were so classic. I could feel the facial droop. I could feel my whole face drooping. The fact that I couldn't talk, and the fact that I had just paralysis on one side. And I got to the hospital, and I got the medicine within 3 hours, thankfully.
It was like a miracle. I would say 15 minutes after the treatment started, she said to my brother-in-law and I, look, I can move my finger.
And so my sister was my huge, huge advocate that morning. She's always been there for me, always. She's, my best friend. I don't know what I would do without her.
The kids are all hungry, so we'll give them apples.
So the main residual side effect I have is just because your right brain affects your senses, I have an asthmatic response to strong smells. And I have a left side giddy up that my husband will tell you. I have just a slight little twitch when I run, but I'm proud of that twitch. And I ran a marathon after it. So just to prove to myself and everyone else that I could get back to the running that I so enjoyed before. I used to be called Cressida, no more. Now, very different, very different. I try not to let the little things bother me anymore. I still work out though, a lot. Keep healthy. Women tend to put ourselves last. We tend to say we don't have the time. We think about everyone first. We want to take care of our children. We want to take care of our spouse. We need to take care of our job, our profession. And you may be physically fit, and you may otherwise appear to everyone around you that you must be healthy. You look fantastic, but nonetheless, what's going on the inside is very different. But it was a hard lesson to learn, because once you're on that treadmill, how do you get off? And once you set the expectation so high, you don't want to disappoint people. But then, in the end, I was disappointing everyone. So I knew I had to make a change. And I really believe in the end, by drawing those boundaries, I'm a much better attorney, I'm a much better mom, and I'm a much better wife.
It's very hard to believe that we're all better for it, but I believe we are. And I think that all of us are probably in better health because of it too. I think that the American Heart Association has really helped to educate people and make them aware of issues in health and trying to be ahead of the issues instead of behind the issues and trying to recover from heart events or strokes. So I think that it's an amazing organization that really brings a lot of awareness to many, many people.
Listen to your body and live every single day. You never know. You never know, and not everyone gets a second chance. My why is my family. My husband and my boys are everything. And those boys needed a mother. I wasn't gonna let them grow up without a mother.